Good morning, it's Mr. Mike from the Sherburne Public Library with another episode of Storytime. We're going to start out first with our poem, What the Animals Do. So everybody get ready to be a bunny. We'll hop, hop, hop like a bunny. We'll run, run, run like a dog. We'll walk, walk, walk like an elephant. And hop, hop, hop like a frog. We'll swim, swim, swim like a goldfish, and fly, fly, fly like a bird. We'll sit right down and fold our hands and won't make a single word. Oh, not say a single word. My apologies. Now I need you to be my echo. Repeat after me. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a goose kissing a moose? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a whale with a polka-dotted tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a fly wearing a tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see llamas eating their pajamas? Down by the bay. Great. Up next, let's count our crocodiles. And what color are our crocodiles? They're green. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's sing 10 little green crocodiles. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little crocodiles. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little crocodiles. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little crocodiles. 10 little green crocodiles. Great. Okay, today our story is about a moose. Remember the goose kissing the moose? This book is called If You Give a Moose a Muffin. Do you like muffins? I do. By Laura Joffe Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. If You Give a Moose a Muffin. By Laura Joffe Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. The moose is looking at the house. if you give a moose a muffin. He'll want some jam to go with it. So you'll bring out some of your mother's homemade blackberry jam. When he's finished eating the muffin, he'll want another. And another. And another. When they're all gone, he'll ask you to make more. Oh, there's the moose. You'll have to go to the store to get some muffin mix. He'll want to go with you. When he opens the door and feels how chilly it is, he'll ask to borrow a sweater. When he puts the sweater on, he'll notice one of the buttons is loose. He'll ask for a needle and thread. He'll start sewing. The button will remind him of the puppets his grandmother used to make. So he'll ask for some old socks. He'll make sock puppets. When they're done, he'll want to put on a puppet show. He'll need some cardboard and paints. Then he'll ask you to make the scenery. When the scenery is finished, he'll get behind the couch, but his antlers will stick out. Look, there are his antlers. So he'll ask for something to cover them up. You'll bring him a sheet from your bed. When he sees the sheet, he'll remember he wants to be a ghost for Halloween. He'll try it on and shout, "Boo!" It'll scare him so much he'll knock over the paints. Oh no, look what a mess. So he'll use the sheet to clean up the mess. Then he'll ask for some soap to wash it out. He'll probably want to hang the sheet up to dry. He'll go outside to put it on the clothesline. When he's out in the backyard, he'll see your mother's blackberry bushes. Seeing the blackberries will remind him of her jam. Yum, yum, yum. He'll probably ask you for some. He sounds hungry. And chances are, if you give him the jam, he'll want a muffin to go with it. Wow, that's If You Give a Moose a Muffin by Laura Joffe Numeroff, with sound effects by the Novel Effect app. So that is our story today. Now, our letter of the day is G, for give. If you give a moose a muffin. So the letter G, let's find out where letter G comes in our alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Can you think of some things like give that begin with the letter G? Either a big G or a little g. capital G, lowercase g. Let's go look for the letter G. Let's go look for the letter G. Let's go look for the letter G. Way down yonder in the library. Picking up G's and putting them in the basket. Picking up G's and putting them in the basket. Picking up G's and putting them in the basket. Way down yonder in the library. Okay, up first we have a goat. Goat begins with the letter G. Goat. Can you make it sound like a goat? Ah, ah. Okay. Oh, and next we have a gorilla. Say gorilla. Gorilla begins with the letter G. Can you make it sound like a gorilla? Gorilla, G. Oh, up next, we have a little itty bitty guitar. Can you say guitar? Guitar begins with our letter G. Guitar. Ooh, up next, there's some dice and a shaker and a board. You might play a game. Game begins with the letter G. This looks like a present, but there's another word that begins with G. Gift. Gift begins with the letter G. Oh, and you might want to choose some bubble gum. I got it backwards there. Yeah, there we go. Bubble gum. And again, our capital G and our lowercase g. There we go. And we have some books like If You Give a Moose a Muffin that have letter G that you can come to the library and check out and read. Here we have A Seed Grows. There's a capital G. Up next, we have A Good Thing Happened Today. Good begins with the letter G. Still This Love Goes On begins with the letter G. Goes. Vamos. Let's go to the market. Go begins with the letter G. Here's My Little Girl. Girl begins with the letter G. And then we have Howard the Average Gecko. Gecko's a type of lizard. Gecko begins with the letter G. So those are all things that begin with the letter G. Okay, again, I brought my friend Moose here, and we're going to feed him some muffins. Let's see if we can figure out what letters are on the muffins, and we'll feed them to Mr. Moose. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's the letter A. A. Let's feed him the letter A. Oh, up next we have the letter B. Let's feed him the B muffin. The letter C. Let's feed him the C muffin. D. E. F. And here's our letter of the day. Do you remember? G. Give. Gorilla. Goat. All those begin with the letter G. So today we're going to end with our teddy bear song, but instead of saying teddy bear, we're going to say Mr. Moose. Sing Mr. Moose. Here we go. Mr. Moose, turn around. Mr. Moose, touch the ground. Mr. Moose, show your shoe. Mr. Moose, that will do. Mr. Moose, reach up high. Mr. Moose, touch the sky. Mr. Moose, don't you sigh. Mr. Moose, wave goodbye. That's it for now, so have a great day and keep on reading.